Greg, thanks so much for joining us for our commercial influencer program.
Thanks, Taren. It's great to be here with you.
It's good to see you as well in our new virtual reality as it is.
Yes.
Let's talk about innovation within small and mid-tier companies. It's really booming right now. And in your experience, what type of commercial support do these types of organizations need compared to their larger counterparts?
Thanks. That's a great question. Innovation is clearly booming within this sector, especially as it pertains to oncology and rare disease. If an organization reaches a stage where they want to launch a product, they really need to consider working in a full-scale commercialization support mechanism and utilize the services of a company such as EVERSANA. When we founded the organization, we put 3 core objectives in place for how we could support the small and mid-tier client sector. Those objectives include building a full-scale commercialization platform where you could drop a product into our ecosystem and we can provide full commercial support A to Z. The second objective was to help de-risk these organizations from a financial perspective. And then the third and most important objective, in my opinion, was to build a commercialization engine that is superior to an organization's ability to do this on their own. And that's something that we've done by significant investment in infrastructure, in digital and data and analytics, where we have better results in terms of performance of a product in market.
Those are 3 great takeaways. So let's talk about how manufacturers can maximize the value of their product by working with a commercial partner such as EVERSANA.
Thanks. Yeah, that's that question really goes to the heart of why EVERSANA is seeing such success in the market right now. We have, if you step back and look at a company spends 10 years developing a product in the clinical space, they spend billions upon billions of dollars in this investment. Then they reach a stage where they have a product that's ready to potentially go to market. They typically are faced with 3 traditional options. They can either out-license a product and retain about 20 to 25% of the revenue. They can sell the product, or they can invest and build an infrastructure to commercialize it on their own. We have presented these organizations with a 4th option where we can come in and provide them full commercial support where they don't have to make those internal investments. And then from a financial perspective, they retain and keep the lion's share of revenue, 90 to 95% of that. So in the end, we're able to provide them a 4th option that when you compare the 3 traditional options versus what we've put in front of them, we feel that we prove superiority from both a financial and an operational perspective, which is really a game-changing event for the industry. And we're very, very proud of what we've been able to achieve.
That's excellent. Those are great insights, and I love that 4th dimension that you're adding to the entire spectrum. Can you share some examples of what makes for a successful provider-partner commercial partnership?
Sure. So we have seen quite a bit of success in terms of the model that we've brought to market. We have multiple partnerships in place, but we've announced 2 public deals one with Evoke Pharma. This is for the treatment of gastroparesis. Another one with Zozana, which is for the treatment of migraine. These are full-scale commercial partnerships where we're doing everything on behalf of these organizations. The reason that these partnerships have been so successful is because we have true alignment between the 2 organizations. Why is that the case? The reason for that is that the deal constructs that we have put in place ensures that both organizations are directly tied to the success of the product in market. That ensures that we both are completely aligned in terms of the financial aspect, the operational aspect, and it really has turned it into a situation where it's one unified team.
That's amazing. And I love how that becomes one team, because that's really the key to success. So conversely to that, what are some of the pitfalls that both entities should avoid to make the relationship work at its best?
Sure, there clearly are many pitfalls, and it's a different dimension. You are taking a product, launching it in market. There are so many shifting sands in terms of what can happen in that environment, whether it's competitive entrance or changing dynamics. Look at present day, we're dealing with a pandemic that has changed the chessboard across many different dimensions. The approach to that we have taken, and I think is very important, is a cultural fit where both organizations who have aligned objectives understand that these things will happen, and how do we deal with them jointly, understanding that that is the case. In the examples that I mentioned earlier, we clearly do have that, and I think that's what has made these engagements so positive.
So it's really that transparency piece that is so important and sometimes lacking in some of these relationships.
That's right. I think it's both the transparency and in terms of the deal construct, having a very clearly outlined objective that both companies are tied to with mutual interest on the line.
Greg, those were great insights. Thank you so much for sharing them with our audience, and it's good to see you.
Thank you, Taren. It's always wonderful to see you as well.